CEOs whose organizations sell services and solutions have common challenges in their business that impact consistent revenue performance and ultimately the important financial ratio CAC, customer acquisition costs. These factors are becoming more and more important as measures for CMOs and COOs and other senior executives as they align on building true consistent revenue growth. If you're not familiar with CAC, the easiest way to think about it is if you're spending more than $1 for every $1 that you're bringing in as revenue from a customer, this means your CAC is poor and is one indicator that you're on a downward spiral if not corrected. To get off the downward spiral, an organisation requires a resilient revenue engine that can respond to anticipated changes in customer needs and be flexible to adapt to unplanned customer dynamics, producing more consistent revenue performance from lead to renewal. There's no point in generating more volume of leads, contacts or channels if you don't have a resilient revenue engine inside your organisation to convert those into revenue and customer success. You'll just be wasting time and money. Let's consider the major indicators now demonstrating that an organisation does not have a resilient revenue engine. They are customer acquisition costs trending poorly, as we've just chatted about, high sales staff turnover, low percentage of marketing qualified leads converting to sales qualified leads, low percentage of sales leads actually converting into revenue, small customer transaction sizes, things like missing quarterly revenue forecasts and targets, increasing churn rates or losing key customers. So, you're faced with a choice at that point. You can either keep feeding the machine if your product cost is low and low value, then an organisation can get their CAC to less than 1 and before they won't run out of capital. Or if your CAC is greater than 1 and you can reduce it through facilitating a resilient revenue engine approach to optimise your revenue activities. Growth comes when organisations can optimise activities across the board to generate larger transaction sizes, higher sales conversion rates, lower staff turnover, lower churn, and ultimately lower CAC. There are only 3 ways a business can grow. So when you consider those through new customer acquisition, through cross-sell, upsell to a current customer, or reducing customer churn. So, if a business is losing customers through churn, say, the net new revenue, the new customer acquisition needs to increase to compensate, and your cross-sell, upsell figures are likely to be poor or low. We all know that if any company is in this state for too long, they'll run out of runway of time and money and fail. And there are a lot of good companies with great technology and services failing to optimise their revenue engine, and that's happening every day. We help organisations to prioritise and address those indicators for their organisation that require more resiliency in support of their revenue goals, to put in place their own resilient revenue engine and optimise their organisation from lead to renewal. We know how because we have done it successfully before and honed in on how the best organisations we've been a part of have achieved this resilience. From running a $3 billion software sales organisation to enabling exceptional revenue growth in startups, we have the knowledge. So, maybe you probably hear that a lot. Well, maybe except, I hope, for the $3 billion software sales organisation part. There aren't many of us who've achieved that. Here's the scoop though. Yes, everyone has some kind of revenue engine, from a BDR team, inside sales team, field sales, marketing teams, and of course the plans, customer success teams. We also have data everywhere to analyse all parts of the buyer journey that we haven't been able to before. But organisations are still failing to reach their goals because they aren't injecting any kind of resilience into their business. We've seen many of the challenges firsthand, from consulting, pre-sales, product development, business development, sales, global account management, partner management, and we have a team of data scientists. We connected with like-minded senior executives also who have realised firsthand from their own knowledge of running their own tech companies that looking at the revenue engine is key to success. When putting in place a resilient revenue engine with a client, we address all aspects of their business. From a marketing side, helping organisations who are tired of that lead gen volume game and want to increase the quality of their leads and improve the customer experience of their prospects and customers as they move through that buyer journey. From the sales side, helping organisations who are struggling to improve their sales close rates and who want to increase their customer transaction sizes and predictability of their forecasts. From a customer success side, helping organisations who see their churn rates eat away at their recurring revenue, or where they're not seeing the upsell or cross-sell opportunities in their pipeline. We put all the components together to successfully address their goals through that resilient revenue engine approach, and putting that inside of their organisations, which helps their teams to effectively navigate those stormy waters of business from lead to renewal. In this series of videos, I'll share with you how to create a plan for a foundation for your own resilient revenue engine, the pitfalls that you need to watch for, how to prioritise the changes that you need to make to become resilient, how to hire or to grow your own resilient revenue engine, how to communicate that vision so the whole organisation is on board, and how to manage the day-to-day activities so that your teams have the confidence, knowledge and support to execute to the best of their ability. Building resiliency into your business with a resilient revenue engine approach. If you've enjoyed this video and want to learn more, contact us at thereveng.com. We look forward to being able to help you add resiliency into your revenue engine from lead to renewal. I hope that you enjoy this series of training videos.